you do that again. But I think what happens for you is you get into this like scoop. You end up kind of like pointing the toe, then pushing. And the only reason we can actually point the toe is because the weight is loaded on the back leg. You know what I mean? Where you can't point that toe and that weight's on top of it, which is good though. Because like you want to make sure that you're pushing to point so that foot does nothing but gain space. But if you're like, you know what I mean? And you got to think about it from like just a perspective of that foot needs to stay underneath your frame. So if you're able to like get a little bit more weight and load through that lead hip and then push off, that foot's always underneath the shoulder line. But see how I'm wobbly here when I go, you know what I mean? Because like halfway through it, that foot was now behind my shoulder line. So almost like I'm like cascading in front with my weight. What did you see out of me? When I moved properly, what was one kind of key factor that
like
you...
When you lean, or wait, did you turn before you leaned or after?
Well, it's the same thing. So think about like all of our pivots are turning and shifting some sort of weight.
Okay.
It doesn't matter if we're shuffling, T-pushing, power pushing, recover the feet, T-pushing off the post, right? You're trying to make sure you're opening and shifting a little bit more weight through compressing that lead hip. Does that make sense? So it's not going to be through the shoulders, because then I'll have that knee kind of stay to the inside. I want to make sure I'm here. So it's more, how can I push that hip back a little? So I'm strengthening that lead leg and I'm opening up through that. I thought that was better.
I felt more sturdy when I landed.
Yeah. Try to make a mistake here and bring that foot. So bring that heel back and then push.
You want me to do that?
I want you to make a mistake. Do you feel that? You know what I mean? It's because like when you stop, your shoulders are in front. So when you stop, you have to pop up to get your shoulders to stack above your knees again.
Stay over top, I don't have to do that.
If you're always stacked, then there's no kind of like wobble.
So if I like...
So flatten out a little. Yeah. Does that make sense though?
Yeah, I see what you mean. Like, if it always stays over top, then I'm not going to have to pop.
Exactly.
And like, I'm more stable when I'm pushing.
And think about halfway through this movement, you can reroute and have to like, and you can butterfly slide.
If I need to.
Exactly. So like, let's say you're shuffling. So get out of the net for a second. It's just easier for me to kind of demo. So let's say I'm seeing that there's a pass kind of going to that bumper guy, and I'm like, okay, I think I can get there on my feet. But then halfway through this, I'm like, oh shit, I got to drop.
Yeah.
So like, I have the ability to do that. But like, if I'm doing this, I'm screwed. Yeah. Like, and not only am I not in a good balanced state to actually react to that mid movement, I'm not actually gaining much space. You know what I mean? I'm not getting closer through the middle of the crease with that turn. Like, I want to be here, push through, and then halfway through it, now I can do stuff.
Oh, okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes a lot.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
It feels better.
Okay, let's continue. Good. Good. Careful push. Not bad. Good. That was better. I still felt like there was a little bit of a wobble, but that's fine. Like, I think as long as I kind of teach you the right way to move and why, and then you'll be able to rep by rep get it. Yeah. I think as long as we're on the same page and you're understanding the how and the why, then we're good. A few more here. Yeah, but try not to like lift out of that lead hip though. Yeah, so I thought you did the blocker hip.
Okay.
So I thought the route was relatively clean by the time like when you're pushing through, but you were almost here. So you were let's say still transferring that 60-40 split.
Okay.
I like that, but you were here.
Oh, okay, so stay the whole time. Yeah, I didn't
Like,
realize I lifted.
Yeah, and just think that you're doing that 60-40 split by the hip compression. Like, you're able to actually shift the weight just by pushing that glute back and getting a little bit more compression through that lead hip flexor. If that hip gets too long, you can see that the shoulders are up. A little too vertical right now. Like, you always want to make sure eyes and shoulders open up, angled down to that puck. Does that make sense? Okay. We'll do two more aside here. Eyes, not bad. You're just too, do it again. So show me your stance at that height. Top of the career. So get to that space. Show me your hands. So feel your hips right now. They feel like you're ready to go. Now, I still believe you could maybe work on a little bit more of an internal like knee angle just to make sure that you feel like you're actually holding the inside edges a little bit more. But let's just say, so hold that stance again. Let's say this type of hip bend is you being in your set stance.
Okay.
At least this set stance when the guy has a puck slightly below the hash marks.
Okay.
So you need to make sure that when you're opening up and skating through that space, you're already in that type of hip bend, right? Because if you're here,
but way back.
then it doesn't feel like, one, you have the strength to stop properly, and it doesn't feel like you're over top of the puck. So open up with that hip compression. Gotcha. Nice. There we go. Excellent. Excellent. Not bad. You lift it a little. Do it again. Do it again. You also lift it. So have the head open up gradually, and then as the head is starting to scan from, let's say, I don't know, bottom of the circle space to the hash marks, then that left lead hip is bending more and more as the head works more laterally through to your left. Head. Not bad. Excellent. One more side. Turn the head earlier. Like the first, your right foot's moving without the head opening up. Imagine if every single time you open up, you're open up here. That's what we're after. Not bad. Excellent. Last one. You're getting it, bud. You're getting it. Solid.